Our first guest this evening is the founder and president of the Article 3 Project. Let's welcome back to Real America, Mike Davis. Mike, how about it? I mean, they've been going after Trump since about January 8th, 2 days after, right? This investigation, nearly, as Trump said on Truth, 3 years long. And you're telling me now that his attorneys shouldn't be given a half a year or 2 years to digest this, to interview people, to go through the evidence. No. You've got to prepare for trial now in just a few months and go on March 4th. If the American people on both sides of the aisle, Mike, don't see what this is for what it is, then God help us all. Because why would you set a trial date the day before Super Tuesday if you're not trying to influence this election?
Yeah, and this is the same Judge Tanya Chutkan, this Obama judge who has been the harshest sentencer of these January 6th defendants. These January 6th defendants have been in jail for years because the D.C. District Court, the Democrat-dominated D.C. District Court, can't find the time to try these January 6th defendants, yet they want to rush to try President Trump when his attorneys can't even get through 12 million pages of records after they waited 30 months to bring these charges. They're trying to rush to railroad President Trump during the primary and the presidential election. This is obvious election interference by Judge Tanya Chutkan, working hand in glove with a Democrat judge up in New York. She called the Democrat judge up in New York so she can schedule her trial the day before Super Tuesday and 20 days before that New York trial. This is just obscene what they're doing.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, and I think tides are turning. You look at some of the recent poll numbers when they specifically break down voter classification with race, age, whatnot, and a lot of folks are seeing this for what it is and switching to Team Trump. Even if they were undecided, Team Biden, whatever, they're seeing this corrupt justice system play out in front of them. And to be honest, for folks who've dealt with the judicial system in their own personal lives, right, and dealt with what they believed was corruption because of the color of their skin or because of their classification and how they were treated, they're now relating to Trump and going, wow, they're willing to do it to him. They've done it to me. Holy cow, this could get worse. Maybe we better stick up for Trump.
Yeah, it's amazing. African Americans make up 13% of the U.S. population. They vote 95% Democrats. If that number changes down to 85%, that is a 1.3% swing. If that changes down to 75%, that's a 2.6% swing. Democrats know that they cannot win the presidential election unless they get like 85% or more of the black vote. That's how I think Trump won in 2016 when he won Michigan. I think it's because there was a large amount of the black voters who voted for Trump. They may not tell an exit pollster they voted for Trump, but you don't win Michigan without winning a sizable chunk of the black vote.
Yeah, exactly. What have you heard from your inside sources on what Trump was alluding to there in the news that Biden staffers, and we don't know if Biden himself did, but Biden staffers for sure, met with Jack Smith right before they set this date with the judge. So they're all colluding together, which, as Trump pointed out, I thought is illegal. It's a big no-no, as he put it. What are you hearing from folks on the Hill about when this took place and who was all involved?
Yeah, there's no question that it's inappropriate. It's against Justice Department rules and regulations, including the Attorney General's January 21st, 2021 memo, his order saying that if you cannot have contacts with the White House, and if the Justice Department has contacts with the White House, it has to be through the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and it has to be through the White House counsel or the Deputy White House counsel. You can't just have Jack Smith or Jay Bratt working with the White House. This is highly inappropriate, and it's part of a pattern by this Jay Bratt, this counselor to Jack Smith, where he tried to intimidate Walt Nauta, the co-defendant in Trump's Mar-a-Lago case, tried to threaten the attorney, Stanley Woodward. If Walt Nauta didn't turn on President Trump, Jay Bratt threatened this Stanley Woodward, saying that his application for a D.C. federal judgeship is in danger. I mean, you can't get worse than that. Judge Cannon needs to have a show cause order here, haul them in and make them explain themselves. This is obstruction of justice, what they're doing.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, maybe folks don't understand. You're the sitting president. You have an administration. That's the governmental side of what Biden is all about. Then you have the campaign Biden and team, which is supposed to be totally separate. but you cannot have a prosecutor who's going after a political opponent come and meet with the president, who, oh, by the way, happens to be a candidate as well in an upcoming election. That's where there's supposed to be a definitive line. But obviously in Biden's world, there is no line.
Yeah, I mean, I think President Trump and his defense team need to get out some discovery motions and haul in these White House officials who met with Jay Bratz, the counselor to Jack Smith, and just figure out what they talked about. Why are you having these illegal meetings in the White House to go after President Trump? And remember, it was President Biden who greenlighted the unprecedented, unnecessary, and unlawful home raid on President Trump a year ago in Mar-a-Lago that led to this lawfare. They've done, what, 2 impeachments now, and they've done 4 indictments.
Yeah.
They're just making him more popular and putting him back in the White House.
Yeah, I can't even keep track. We've got the January 6th one, which is now moving forward in March, it looks like. The Georgia election case, the arraignment date is set for September 6th. I saw the news over the weekend. It will be televised, according to the DA down there. They want to have it on TV, get their 15 minutes of fame. And then you have the Stormy Daniels one and the other one. There's 4 out there. I can't even anymore keep track. Seriously. It's just such a...
Well, and plus Tish James, the New York Attorney General, has a civil fraud lawsuit against Trump for the non-fraud of a businessman paying back sophisticated Wall Street banks in full with interest.
Jeez. All right, Mike Davis, we're going to see how this all plays out over the next 6 months to a year. It's going to be an interesting election season with the interference that's taking place by this weaponized justice system under Joe Biden. I just hope the American people can keep a clear head through it and see what's exactly going on. Mike, God bless you. Take care, brother.
Thank you.
Yep.